I never thought the woman I loved would threaten to cheat on me just because I wanted to celebrate my best friend's last night as a single man. But that's exactly what happened. Started with one text. My best friend Mark asked if I was free the following weekend for his bachelor party. He joked that the whole reason he picked me as best man was because he trusted me to keep the night fun and legal. I smiled at the message, already thinking of dumb speeches and embarrassing toasts. But when I mentioned it to my girlfriend, Sarah, her reaction wasn't what I expected. "You're not going," she said flatly, as if the decision was already made. I laughed, thinking she was joking. "It's Mark's bachelor party. Of course I'm going." She didn't laugh with me. Instead, she folded her arms and stared. Bachelor parties are disgusting. Drunk guys, strippers, temptation everywhere. I tried to close the distance, put my hands on her shoulders, reassure her. "We're just playing golf during the day and having dinner at night. Nothing crazy." She shook her head. "You say that now. But I've heard stories. And I'm not going to sit at home while you party with half-naked women." I pulled my hands back. "Do you not trust me?" She sighed, looking tired. "I trust you. I don't trust the situation." That argument spiraled into others. Every day that week ended in slammed doors and silent dinners. I kept thinking she'd calm down once she realized how irrational it was. But it got worse. 3 nights before the bachelor party, she hit me with a line that changed everything. "If you go," she said quietly, not even raising her voice, "I'm sleeping with someone else." The room seemed to tilt. I stared at her, waiting for her to laugh or take it back. "What?" Her expression didn't change. "I mean it. If you go out and act single, so will I." Single. Those words punched me in the chest. "So that's what you think of me?" "I think men cheat when given the chance," she replied, as if reciting a fact from a book. "And you?" asked. "Would you cheat?" "If you go," she repeated. I walked away before I said something unforgivable. I spent that night on the couch, trying to make sense of the woman I thought I knew. The days leading up to the party were a minefield. She watched me like I was already guilty. She would check my phone, scroll through my messages, ask who I was texting. She treated me like a criminal in my own home. But the more she pushed, the more I realized something. Her fear wasn't about me. It was about her. No trustworthy person uses cheating as a bargaining chip. No loyal partner threatens betrayal so casually. The night before the party, she tried to soften up. She curled next to me in bed, running her hand along my arm. "You're staying home tomorrow, right?" she whispered. I stared at the dark ceiling. "No." Her fingers froze. "What?" "I'm going," I said calmly. "This isn't about a party. It's about control." He sat up. "So you're choosing them over me?" "I'm choosing not to be threatened." She turned away from me and didn't say another word. The next morning I packed a small bag and headed for the door. She stood in the hallway, arms wrapped around herself, eyes full of rage and something like panic. "This is your fault," she hissed. I didn't respond. I just left. The bachelor party was nothing wild. Golf, dinner, couple of drinks. Mark was happy, we laughed. We roasted him for all his weird quirks. Should have felt good. But a part of me kept checking my phone, waiting for the fallout. I eventually turned the phone off. When I got home the next day, her car wasn't in the driveway. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I walked into the bedroom and found the sheets messed up. The pillows shifted. A scarf that wasn't hers on the floor. There was no note. No apology. Just absence. I sat on the edge of the bed, letting the silence wrap around me. I should have cried, or cursed, or punched something. But all I felt was numb. Because deep down, I already knew she'd follow through. Her threat wasn't a bluff. It was a confession. She had already crossed that line long before I left. A few hours later, she came home like nothing happened. She smelled like cheap cologne that wasn't mine. She asked if I wanted dinner, voice light and casual. I stood up. "Who was he?" She froze and her face hardened. "You went. I told you what would happen." You cheated, I said simply. No, she snapped. You forced my hand. I wasn't going to be the only one hurting. I shook my head. You were hurting because you were cheating long before this. Her eyes flickered, and that was the closest thing to a confession she'd ever give. Picked up my bag. I'm done, Sarah. I deserved better than threats. Better than this. She rolled her eyes. Grow up. Relationships take work. I laughed, not because it was funny but because of how ridiculous everything had become. Threatening to sleep with someone else isn't work. It's manipulation. And I'm done being manipulated. She reached out to grab me, panic in her voice. Wait, we can fix this. No, I said, stepping back. You broke it on purpose. I walked out. This time she was the one left in silence. I moved in with a friend for a while. She tried calling, texting, even showing up at his door crying about how she made a mistake. But every message, every tear came with a new twist of blame. She never owned what she did. And I finally understood something I wish I realized much sooner. People who threaten to cheat are usually the ones already cheating. Loving someone shouldn't feel like being held hostage. It shouldn't feel like choosing between your own freedom and their approval. Chose myself, even if it hurt. Mark's wedding is next month. I'll be standing right beside him, smiling, happy for someone who found real love, the kind that doesn't need threats to survive. I'm healing. Slowly. But I'm learning that respect is more important than romance. And trust is louder than any promise. If anyone ever says, do what I want or I'll cheat, just walk away. Because love doesn't need ultimatums. It needs loyalty.